Alright, so today working on my old International 184. Clutch went out on it. My buddy was cutting grass all summer and just finally wore it out over however many years this sucker is. And I can't seem to find a video on doing clutch on the 184. I can find them on the low boy, but not the 184. And on the low boys, the clutch is right here. However, on the 184s, it's in here. So it's quite a bit different working on. As you can see, I'll move the clutch pedal. You can kind of see stuff moving in there, but those plates are totally worn out. I got nothing. Like I got jammed gears. So I'm going to attempt to take things apart as I go. I've never done it, so we're going to see how it goes. So far, I've gotten the drive shaft out of the actual clutch, which is just like a regular transmission rod, you know, whatever. Back here, it's kind of goofy to figure out. It's got this knuckle here that goes back here, of course. It's got a little key on it. I took the key out. It's right there. But this will actually, you got to slide the rod in there first, and then this will slide back out. You see this rod on the inside, that actually moves on this rod. I'm going to grease everything up before I put it back together so it'll move a little bit better. I had to hammer it out of there. There's also these two little keeper bolts, little dealio right there, and they're actually wired together. And there's a little cotter pin type deal, or a little slip pin right here that actually goes on a groove farther up, so this doesn't slide on a normal basis. So I took all that out. I didn't start the video there, sorry. But I think my next thing will be taking the PTO rods out and figuring out how all that works, and I'll kind of do it by little and take videos by little, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so after closer examination, it looks like I won't actually have to take the whole PTO assembly off. I found this bolt and pulley is actually a tensioner pulley, so it'll actually take tension off. So I'm going to take that off and then see what opens up, and hopefully I might be able to just somehow take the clutch out just out the side and just slowly rotate and take bolts out. But we'll find out. Alright, so I was able to get those little pulleys off, or the belts off, whatever. And so the next thing I'm taking off is these bolts right here. And since this thing has such low compression, you try and loosen it and it turns the whole damn flywheel. So what I am doing to get those off of there is I've got one hand there, one hand with a pry bar on this side against the flywheel, and I'll be able to loosen it up. I've already done it once right before I did this video, so I'm going to do the rest of them now. Alright, so I got all three of those bolts out of there. This thing is totally loose now, and I don't really see a way to actually take it all the way out. It may come out the bottom, I'm not sure, but it looks like it'll actually move out of the way enough that I might be able to slide the clutch plates out. I'm sure that's not the right way they want you to do it from the factory, but you know, we're gonna see what'll happen here. I'm gonna take these bolts out all the way around and see if I can actually slide those out. And if I can, then maybe I can get the new ones in there without too much trouble, and we'll see. Alright, so I wasn't able to just pull it out the side. However, I did have to pop the throwout bearing out and then sideways so it'll go back farther, and I'm now taking parts of the clutch out. Pin was actually gone on this part, so we might be taking the whole sucker out in pieces, but everything's moving now, so should be able to get everything out of this side, I hope. A little bit of finagling, but here it comes. Yeah. She's a little worn, a little greasy too. Throwout bearing, I don't think my new clutch came with it, but it should work. Again, a couple months later, finally got the new clutch for this old International, and I'm going to attempt to finagle it in there without taking more stuff off. I did find out something different about this new one. The plate and pressure plate are all the same. However, the throwout bearing is not even close. I will give you a little comparison right here. That's the original one, and that's the new one. not even close in size. So I'm going to be using the original one, because I don't think the new one will actually fit the way it's supposed to. But everything else does seem to be exactly the same as original. So, but another thing else, the actual alignment tool will not fit in the old bearing. And if I put in the new bearing, then the actual rod won't actually fit in there. It would have too much play right here. So I will be using the original bearing in there. And I mean, I don't really see those go bad that often. I think it'll be fine. So I'm gonna see what it does. Hopefully it'll work out all right. But I'm going to attempt now to slide this in here, and let's see how it goes. All right, so there it is. It's in there. So it can be done. I'm not saying it was easy, but had to really finagle this fork type deal around and wedge it in there just right for it to slide in there. Ended up having to actually put the pressure plate in first, and then after I got that in there, I was able to slide the disc in. So it can be done. I'm not saying it's the right way to do it, but it can definitely be done. So next I'll be going around putting in all the bolts on here, and I'll check up on here again and work on the throwout bearing and get the rod in there and align it before I tighten everything down. And yeah, we're getting close to being done. Okay, so something I want to point out while you're going around tightening all these, there's a little pin in there, a little alignment pin. Kind of see there? I'm putting a screwdriver here to kind of line that up while I'm tightening it, so it's perfectly aligned in there. I was told that if that's not lined up right, you can wear out your clutch a lot quicker. So be sure you have that kind of pried out so it's lined up better in that little slot when you tighten down your bolts. Okay? Alright, so I got everything tightened all the way around here. So with this throwout bearing here, there is actually a little fork right here that is what actually pushes the throwout bearing in. I found that I could not rotate that in there without taking this out. So I'm going to attempt to do this while I'm holding the camera. But I will slide up. Oh jeez. Might be interesting while holding the camera. There we go. Okay, yeah, it wants to rotate. So, but you get the gist. That slides up in there, and then there's a little pin. That little pin right there that goes in this hole down here, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Just got a little cotter pin around the end of it, and that's it for that. Alright, so after a few colorful words, got the belts back on here. Yeah, that was pain. Yeah, and got all the bolts are tightened. Everything's tightened there. Throwout bearing, fork is all put back in. Drive shaft is already in here from being an alignment tool itself. So next I will be putting on the end here and tightening all that down, and that should be pretty much it for the actual job besides the covers and everything. So hopefully everything works out there. Alright, drive shaft is all buttoned up. I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna give her an old try, see if she starts. She's been sitting all winter, so I kind of doubt it. Probably have to jump her, but we're gonna give her a try anyway. Oh yeah, I forgot the keys in here. Maybe a screwdriver. That'll do the trick. Let's try this again. See if we got any life. Oh, got light. Oh, she might go. Let's pop that choke. Come on, old girl. Oh, she tried. She wants to. Oh, No. She wants a jump. Oh well. She's been charging off the blazer for a few minutes now. We're gonna give this a shot again. A little less petrol, maybe. Come on, come on. Try and choke her a little. Oh, she was already choked. I done choke her a little. Come on. Yeah, come on, come on, come on. You can do it. There we go. There we go. All right. She's a bird. We're going to unhook her here and see if clutch paid off. Yeah, I know they're backwards on here. I forgot I didn't color them right on the tractor. Alright, let's see. Yeah. That's all unsettling between my legs. I'll put that cord back on. Oh, that's promising. Oh, yeah. Woohoo! Take her a second. I missed a little tractor. So yeah, there we go. Clutch swap worked out. Thank y'all for watching, and I hope it pays off. Hope it was a help to y'all.